Hey, what's up, guys? I'm giving you my early leans for UFC Fight Night, Ladd versus Dumont. This event takes place next Saturday, October 16th, 2021. Prelims start at 4, also known as UFC Vegas 40 on ESPN Plus, UFC Apex, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I say my early leans because this is how I'm thinking a week out. And come next Saturday when I get my official predictions, I'll have a better indicator. But I don't know how anybody can give their official predictions before the week transpires, before the fight week transpires, before the weigh-ins happen, and before fight day arrives. Man, there's a lot of opinions that can change, in my opinion. So, guys that are giving their official predictions on Mondays, Sundays, 7 days out for the fight, I just really skeptical of that, man. I think they're in it for the wrong reasons and whatnot. So, first fight, we have Jim Miller against Eric Gonzalez. Miller more of a grappling guy with decent striking. Gonzalez more of a striker. He's fought in Combate, LXF. Looks like he's fought in some, Latin American promotions. And like I said, he's 74-inch reach, 5'11", 29 years old. In the UFC, they're just basically trying to see what Miller still has, man. Possibly let a young talent make a name off of him. And, man, this guy just keeps fighting, man. He keeps grinding. 38 years old. Seems like he should be 48 years old. He's been in the UFC for forever. 71-inch, 5'8". He's got a great grappling pedigree. He's got so many submission wins on his record. Lost to Joel Selecki, Vince Pichel, beat Roosevelt Roberts. He's fought all these tough guys, man. Super tough dudes. Let's look at the betting odds to this fight. And we have Jim Miller as a minus 200. Gonzalez is a plus 170. Wow. I like Miller here anyhow. I like Miller here by decision, despite the odds. Like I said, it's definitely not a bet or nothing, but I like Miller here by decision. Next up, really fun fight. This should be on the main card. Brandon Davis returning to the UFC against Donna Batgerel. And, man, Brandon Davis on a nice 4-fight win streak after losing to the UFC. You don't often see guys get cut from the UFC and then make their return. It happens sometimes, but very rarely. Lost to Giga Shikazi by split, man. I mean, how good does that look now? And he's fought some tough dudes in the UFC. Barzola, who got cut to beat Costa. Lost to Kung Ho King. Beat Austin Arnett on the Contender Series. Lost to Bociniak by decision, which was a much hyped up fight. And he's a big featherweight, man, or a big bantamweight here. 72-inch reach, 5'10", 31 years old. And he's going up against Dana Batgerel, 2-fight win streak, 32, 70-inch reach, 5'7". Knocked out Kevin Notvidad in 50 seconds. Destroyed Guido Canetti. Lost to Elatang, no shame in that. That's going to be an exciting fight, man. I'm going to go with, I really want to see a war here, but I'm going to go with Batgerel by first round knockout. I think a lot of guys are going to come in on Brandon Davis here. Let's look at the odds. Batgerel is currently a minus 190. Davis plus 165. I'm going to side with Batgerel here, but I know a lot of guys are going to come in on Davis here just because they see that dog money. Eubanks against Carolina. Carolina hasn't fought since that knee bar she beat Pauliana Botello by split decision back in May. So I'm going to go against Eubanks here, who returned to flyweight, and she looked great. Destroyed Elise Reed. And I think she's going to destroy Carolina here. And I definitely like Eubanks. I'm glad to see that she's kind of revived her career a little bit. Let's look at the odds on this fight when we can find them. I don't see them. It may not have opened the odds. I don't see the odds currently to this fight, but I'll take Eubanks. Danny Roberts against Emeev. Roberts hasn't fought in 2 years. Beat Emeev, who's no longer in the UFC. We saw how that guy flaked out, and he was kind of a spaz. Going against Emeev, who's a pretty much a decision fighter in my opinion. And I'm going to go with Emeev here. I think a lot of guys might come in on Roberts too, just seeing the value. I'm going to go with Emeev. I don't have a lot of confidence in either guy, but I'm going to pick Emeev here by decision. Next up, we have Ariana Carnelisi against Nunes. Carnelisi got a nice win in her last fight. She looked like she was gassing out, but she got Na Liang out of there in round 2. She was going up against Estela Nunes here, who is on a 1-fight win streak. She's lost to Angela Lee in 1. And I'm going to go at Nunes here, man. I'm just not really big on Carnelisi. She does look like a tank. The odds on this fight is Carnelisi currently minus 170, plus 150 Nunes. I'll take Nunes here as a dog. Next up, Ludovic Klein against Nate Landwehr. Yeah, Nate Landwehr he just doesn't have a chin, man. That's the big problem with Landwehr here, and he's going up against a heavy hitter in Klein. The odds are pretty much skewed towards Klein here, minus 290. I think Klein gets him out of there in round 1. Landwehr just can't take a shot. Maynard Fiorot against Maria Bueno Silva. And Fiorot is just, oh man, she's a French prospect here. Really excited in this chick. She's 31. It's looked absolutely amazing. Disposed of Tabitha Ricci, beat Victoria Leonardo. And, yeah, I mean, she's just looked absolutely fucking amazing, man. She's 7-1 in her MMA record, 9-fight win streak. And she's going up against Maria Bueno Silva, who's also fought pretty good. She's coming off a draw to Montana De La Rosa and a win over Mara Barella. Before that, lost to Morose. Odds on this fight, Fiorot's, I think, a pretty big favorite, minus 200. And I like Fiorot here, man. I do. I think she's a superb talent at flyweight. And I'd love to see her just keep moving up the rankings here. Next up at middleweight, Andrew Sanchez against Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva coming off a nice knockout win over Wellington Turman. The first round, Andrew Sanchez. Kind of know what we got with this guy at this point. He's coming off a loss to Muradov. Win over Turman before that. So these guys, both their last wins have come against Turman. I like Bruno Silva here, man. We don't know what his gas tank is like, but we know he's a heavy hitter. We know Sanchez doesn't like to get hit, but Sanchez has shown that he's a pretty good decision fighter. I'll take Bruno Silva here by first round TKO. Julian Marquez against Jordan Wright. We've seen Marquez return one time since his long layoff. He beat Sam Alvey. Or no, we've seen him fight twice. He beat Maki Patolo before that. Not high in any of these guys. I think Jordan Wright always gets disrespected because I think they think this guy's a one-trick pony. I do think the guy's cardio might be a little suspect outside of the first. But this guy has shown you he's a fucking finisher, and he can get the job done, and he does get the job done. And then plus 175 odds on 5 dimes. I gotta think the value here is on Jordan Wright, man. And I'm gonna say Jordan Wright gets another first-round knockout. But Marquez is probably gonna want to get this to the ground if he wants to fight smartly here. Arlovski against Felipe. Great fight. Arlovski has shown that he is just defying Father Time. He can stay relevant. He can kind of win, lose, stay in the heavyweight division, test these up-and-comers, and he can kind of evolve. Odds are pick on minus 110 apiece. I think this is going to be a close fight. I do like Arlovski here. I think Arlovski does just enough to get the job done. But Felipe is going to put some volume on too. And maybe Felipe cracks his chin, but I think Arlovski uses his veteran savviness to pick up a decision win here. Dumont against Ladd. I did a prediction video for this fight already. Lad is currently sitting -140. Dumont +120. I don't know how people are trusting Lad here. I think Lad has to get this done in the first 2 rounds in order to win. Dumont has been training for 5 rounds against a striker and Holm. Yeah, she is going to... Well, Holm is a well-rounded fighter. So, striker and a grappler. Lad is more of a grappler. So, and I think Holm is more of a striker as well. But Holm can get takedowns on you and fight smart. Where Lad, I think she's going to go for the takedown hard early and try to pound fucking Dumont out. Dumont's been training for 5 rounds. I think the value's clearly here on. Yeah, she's only 5-1 in her, or 6-1 in her MMA career, but I think the value here is on Dumont. I think Dumont gets the job done. Possibly a 3rd round TKO when Lad slows down or something, and just I think Lad's gonna be gassed here. I'm gonna side with Dumont here by TKO. These are my early leans, guys. Join me for my official predictions as I give them out later next week. Thanks, guys.